Stunthangar Video Hangouts. My name is Charles Carter, and I'll be your host this evening. I want to extend to you my gratitude for you watching Stunthangar Video Hangouts. If you're watching this as a replay, I want you to know that I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening, starting at 6:45 p.m. to Pacific Standard Time. So please make a note of this so you can watch or be part of the live stream. Plus, we have an after party following the live stream, which is sometimes better than the live stream portion. You must be a registered Stunthangar Forum member to find the link to be part of the following show and the after party. Here at Stunthangar Video Hangouts, we talk about building and flying model airplanes, sport flying, competition flying, and what you've been doing lately. To join our conversation, if you are already a member of Stunthangar Forum, you can find the link if you scroll down to a section called At the Bench. Now, At the Bench is right below in memory of our friends. Now, if you don't see it, that's probably because you're not either a member or you're not logged into Stunthangar Forum. Now, if you're not a member, please register at stunthangar.com/SMF. That's stunthangar.com/SMF. That's Smart Men Flying. When you register, make sure you use your real first and last name, separated by a space. You must also use a valid email address, or Sparky, the proprietor of Stunthangar, will not approve you. Now, if you're approved and you're just inclined to not come in, but just enjoy watching us on YouTube, wonderful, fantastic. You can enter your questions or comments in the chat box over here, right over here. I'll do my best to make your comments or questions part of the show. And I understand sometimes even I can't get a word in myself. So be patient, and I will ask our illustrious panel your question or state your comment. And by the way, you only can do this during the live streams. So like I said, host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening, starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you find the Stunthangar Video Hangouts that I host, or the many building videos, or the contest coverage that Sparky does on this platform informative and enjoyable, please hit the thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Matter of fact, hit the thumbs up now. And please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel and share the videos, comments on the videos. All those activities help the Stunthangar YouTube channel grow. Please also consider joining Stunthangar YouTube memberships, which start at just $4.99 a month, which is less than 17 cents a day. And by the way, I'm a member. I have the $4.99 or the 17 cents a day, however you want to do it. The $4.99 come out of my checking account each and every month, and I don't miss it, and I suspect you won't miss it either. Plus, you'll be helping your hobby. You'll be supporting a cause where we're trying to develop our community and get more and more people flying control line stunt, because I think it's one of the best things to do. It's a lot of fun. It's amazing how the plane feels at the end of the lines. And by the way, when you are a member, you get access to member-only videos. I mean, not all the videos are posted in public. Some are private, some are members only. So consider doing that, because you'll have access to other videos and you'll be helping us out. Now, this is Sparky's YouTube channel. I do this Monday and Friday nights. I come into his channel. I set the show up. I stream it live on YouTube. But if you want to get in touch with me, go to my YouTube channel, because I don't check the comments. I don't come back in this space again until Friday. And if it's Friday, I don't come back again until Monday. So if you want to get in touch with me, go to my YouTube channel, which is called Flying Control Line Stunt. That's Flying Control Line Stunt. And if you will, locate the 2019 AMA National Championship video, which is a video that Sparky shot with his video camera of me flying his Junar XL, which is a beautiful and light airplane. Really good flying airplane. I really enjoyed flying the plane. When I came back, I had such disdain for my own models. It was amazing. Ended up retrimming all my planes to try to emulate what I had experienced flying Sparky's plane. So check out the YouTube channel. And if you will, please like, share, subscribe there as well. And I want to thank you for your past, your present, and future support. You are making it happen. Please keep the conversations family and friendly. In other words, please don't use words or do things you wouldn't say or do around your own children or grandchildren. And without any further ado, I'm now going to post the link right now. The link is posted. I do have people ask me from time to time how to get into the show. And the way you get into the show is go to stunthangarforum.com and find the At the Bench link. And I have the link with today's date there posted. I just posted it. Now, let me see here. Let me do this here, and then I'll be heading my way to the what I call the control panel. And I'll just be a moment there. Let me take care of this and go here. Oh, great. We already have some people there in the chat box. Fantastic. Let me make my way there. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I didn't get a chance to go flying today. I had too much stuff going on. And would have loved to get out today. I think it was mostly overcast. So wouldn't have had to do with the sun in my eyes. So that would have been nice. But I didn't make it out there. So maybe the next couple of days I'll get out there. And hopefully before the rain comes. So this looks like it's going to rain out here. I'm just getting the show set up, and we'll be cooking with gas momentarily. So we have 16 concurrent viewers. We have 9 likes. So if you haven't smashed that like button, please go ahead and do that now before you forget or before you leave. It doesn't cost you a penny to do that. And please subscribe, share the videos. All those activities help. And let me see here. Just give me a second here. Trying to get my mouse to cooperate. Great, and got this done. All right, so we have Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. He says, hey, Daniel, thank you for coming in first. And then the T-Bone 1260. He says, you have my bin like. Thank you very much, T-Bone. Thank you, Tom Luciano. Appreciate that. And then Tom Rammel, he provides with a like. Thank you very much. And Gary Sinclair, who's a member. This is the first member that's in here, and he's a member of our YouTube channel. He's also the monitor of the chat box. So he has that blue wrench. So be careful. Tread lightly. Gary, don't play. So anyways, like I was saying earlier, I didn't get a chance to go flying today. And just life gets in the way sometimes, and you just can't get around to doing it, But I did do a little work on my SV11 this weekend. I was I had this like an offset inside the battery compartment that broke, and I was repairing that. And also I noticed that the cover for the battery compartment, one of the magnets came loose. So I repoxied that on. Just some little maintenance here and there. I need to replace the prop. I had a prop strike last time I flew the plane, and I'm down to my last badass prop. So I need to get me some more props. But yeah, actually, I fly on a softball field, and it has a fence all the way around it, and has a corrugated material that's at the top of the fence on the outfield. It's at 6 feet. So it helps me see where 6 feet is. I'm really enjoying that. Plus, the infield is clay, and it gives me a chance to practice my takeoffs and landings. Because normally I fly on a grass field, and it doesn't translate to how the plane operates on a hard surface. So the clay is not as hard as asphalt, or not as quick as asphalt, but it's better than just flying on grass, taking off on grass. Looks like Gary Sinclair is making his way in here. So I'll be joined by Gary as soon as we make the connection. Hi, Gary.
Hi, how you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
Okay.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
What you been up to?
Oh, just watching Sparky work on his planes.
Yeah, I was really amazed. I just happened to watch a little bit today of him. It might have been the show from the day earlier, but I was watching him paint the cobra, the snake on the rudder.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you saw that one?
Oh yeah. When he redid it, and looking nice now.
Yes, it's pretty amazing how he, well, at least when I saw him, I don't think he did it, redid it when I saw him. And
Oh.
it's kind of neat how he was doing it freehand with the airbrush, you know?
Mhm.
Very talented.
And then he switched. Now he made a decal and put on.
Oh, really?
Looking good. Yeah.
I saw the title of the video. Yeah. I saw it said decal, and I'm like, decal? I thought he hates decals. I thought he does not do decals.
Yeah. He kind of likes what he did there. It's coming out good. He said,
It's a good looking plane, huh?
yeah, boy.
Wow. There's the Magnum looks really nice. I like the Magnum color scheme. That Magnum looks really good, and this looks really good too. It's I imagine it's gonna fly really nice. He said it's gonna be like the Junar, and I've flown the Junar, so if that's the case, it's gonna be a really nice flying plane. You know. Let me catch up on the chat box. Edward Callall says like sent, and Marcel Legrand says, and he's also a member of our YouTube channel. Thank you for your support, Marcel Legrand. He says, hi, Charles, and everyone at Stunt School. I love that.
Yeah.
Absolutely love that.
Heard from Riley lately?
No, matter of fact, I spoke to Jeff Riley about less than a month ago, and I know he's really enjoying slot cars. He came into some slot cars. Remember doing that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I did slot cars too, and but he's really gotten into it. So you know, I'm pretty much a one-trick pony. I pretty much just do stunt. That's all I do. I mean, I do other things as far as taking care of my family and living and all that kind of stuff, but I don't really have any other hobbies per se. Just flying control line stunt.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of friends that have they do a lot of different activities, and that's good. That's good for them. But I just do stunt. Looks like John Miller is making his way in here.
I kind of like boats and trains and
yeah, well, Becky, that's important because during the building season, you're indoors, so you use those trains, you know.
Yeah.
So let me say hi to John Miller. Hey, John.
Hi, John.
How you doing?
How y'all doing?
Doing
We
good.
talk about
what
planes, trains, and automobiles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay on airplanes though.
Yeah, we just
So what does your hat say? I see it's like a snake.
That's the Gadsden flag.
Oh, don't tread on me. Oh, okay.
That's the one that all the fuss was made about with that 12-year-old kid in the school. They wanted to kick him out because this they claimed it had its beginnings in slavery. And so they tried to kick him out because he had it on his backpack. Actually, it was a Revolutionary War flag made up by Benjamin Franklin and was carried by the New Hampshire militia.
Oh, okay.
During the Revolutionary War.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that at all.
Yeah.
Not that associated with slavery. I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah.
But I don't know everything.
Me neither. just most everything.
I know you can fix stuff.
I can fix stuff sometimes.
Learning every day.
Yeah, I like that.
I used to be able to fix stuff better. I used to be able to fix stuff better.
Yeah.
Now I can still fix stuff, but it takes me 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
So you've been doing anything as far as model aviation?
I'll be honest with you, I have been so freaking busy. We just had the musical group has had gig after gig after gig. It's the Constitution Day yesterday, and so anyway, I don't have anything with them until Wednesday at noon, and so tomorrow morning I'm going to be out there and get that Stalker 66 fired up and make sure it's all working all right. Then I got to finish up. I got those 100-pound lines that I want to test out to see if they really are 100-pound lines. And I've got to make up a set of lines, probably a couple of sets, different lengths for the SV11. And then if I still got time when I get done, I'm going to take the Raven, my little twin boomer I have.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the engine apart, soak it in, not as acetone. Is that it? Yeah.
Yeah, acetone. Yeah.
Yeah, soak it in that because I got something sticky residue on the crankshaft. It doesn't want to turn free. So I
Okay.
got to clean it off real good. So, then I'll fly them both and see which one I want to make my primary airplane at the Las Vegas meet.
Very good. Look who's coming in. Bart Kaplinski. is coming in.
Barty,
He's
come
getting the
on
hang
in,
of
Bart.
this.
Come on, you can do it, Bart. Come
He's
on,
getting
Bart.
the hang of this. He is getting the hang of this.
There he is under the red light.
Yeah.
Makes him look purely satanic.
Hey, Bart. Hey, Bart. Thanks for coming
Yeah.
in.
Oh, that's much
Only
better.
It only took me 15 minutes tonight.
All right.
Well,
you're
you're getting
the hang of this
better.
thing.
Yeah.
You're getting the
But-
hang of it. That's great.
I miss a meeting and all of a sudden you're inviting Satan?
Well, yeah, we didn't have you around to keep us in line.
Well, I kept getting up and I was getting May 9th of 22.
Uh,
That's all I could get. So I don't even know how I got here.
uh,
Well, I'm glad you did.
well, I came in via the YouTube chat and I thought I heard John say something about the dog ate his airplane homework or something like that.
Yeah, it did. Shoot it right up.
It's like, what the heck, John? So
Mhm.
Hey,
No,
Dennis.
I've got to get my Stalker 66 fired up.
that's
It's in
great.
the SV11.
Is that going in the SV or what?
Yeah, it's in the SV already. So,
Hmm.
I just got to take it out and start it up and, get the needle on it and, kind of play around with it. Try to set
Mhm.
the tank heights up and down, while on the ground and all that before I ever take it out. Then I got to make another set of lines for it. I've got some 66-pound Spectra, and I've got some 100-pound that's not Spectra, but it looks and smells like it is the same stuff.
What's the brand?
I'll show you here. I got two different brands I want to try. I got this really nice pink stuff.
Make you big here 1 second.
H-Strand, yeah, Rickamaroo. I've seen them on not eBay, Amazon all over the place. And yeah, I agree. That's probably legit.
Yeah. And then I got this other one. I get it here. One's for the up line, one's for the down line. This one is Reaction Tackle.
Okay, yeah, they've got some good stuff. And is that the Beyond Braid stuff they call it?
Yeah. Whoops.
Okay.
Get
That
my
looks
fingers up.
interesting. I hadn't tried it or anything. Don't know anybody who has. But,
Well, I was going to test it and make sure it's 100-pound to begin with.
well, it's a
and,
good start. And John, I haven't written this up in the adventures thread or anything like that, but I just discovered something that kind of threw me. I've been making lines with 50-pound Max Quattro.
Uh-huh.
All right. And I got a roll of green and a roll of white. All right. And the green is invisible, but the white lets me, lets me see where they're going.
Yeah, where the white is, the green.
Yeah,
won't
where the
be
white
far
is,
away.
the green can't be far behind, right?
Yeah.
So I've been making up lines and they seem to make them up all right. And then I go to stretch them and the white line is, after being stretched, the white line's 3 inches longer than the green line.
Uh-oh.
Huh.
That's called-
The color's got nothing to do with it, but I think it may just be something like a batch consistency problem or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh boy, that's something.
So there's two ways out of it. One would be to make the line, make up a line, make it long, stretch it, and then retie it at the length that I need it. So in other words, make it up like 62 feet long, stretch it at 62 feet, and then retie it at 60 feet, and it'll be all right. And I've done that. I've already done that with some. I made them at 63. They were off that 3 inches. I didn't want to mess around with goofy line clips or anything like that. So I ended up cutting them back to 60 feet and retied them, and everything was fine. And of course, the other way is I'm going to stop using lines from different batches.
Good idea. I heard something about that wasn't that good about Max Quattro, in that it wasn't as what was the exact word? It just didn't hold up to the regular earlier Spectra.
Didn't hold up durability wise, you mean?
Yeah, length,
Okay.
strength, and all that.
Yeah. I've got, of course, any of us in stunt, the combat guys have been using original Power Pro because that's what they were, directed to use.
Right.
And, be for the size and anything, and not a lot of experience with the Max Quattro. And of course, we're using it in different sizes than they were using and stuff. So there's different, more variables in there and stuff like that. But I'm started buying all my lines from a company named Fins. And the reason being is that I can buy it. They're based in Kentucky, and I can buy the line direct from the factory. And there's absolutely no question marks about counterfeit
Vins?
product that way or anything like that.
That's Vins,
And
VINS.
yeah, fins, like fin
Fins,
on a
okay.
fish.
Yeah, I've got some of their stuff. It was good.
Yeah, and the stuff I'm using, they're the ones that make the real thin stuff, but I like, there's 2 different kinds there that they make. They make a line called Spin 5 that has 5 strands in it, but it's only available up to 65 pound. I'm using that on the Mobest right now, and I really like it. And then they're basically they're money makers. They have a brand they just called Wind Tamer. That's their general use, that's the one that, their bell cow, if you will. That's the one that pays all the bills for them. And that stuff's routinely available, fishing shops and everything like that. And I've only, so far, I got that, the 100-pound Wind Tamer was the same size as 100-pound Max Quattro, all right?
Mm-hmm.
And I got some, and that is absolutely the stiffest line I've ever seen. I think it's stiffer than cable. It's stiffer than 018 cable. Feels like it anyway. I haven't done the scientific thing. I've only done the the TLAR test, if you will. When I go to pull test that stuff at 50 pounds, I mean, it's like it doesn't give very much at all. So
does it stretch?
I suppose I should be writing some of that stuff up and share that.
Yeah.
Does it stretch, Denny?
I'm sorry.
Does that fins that you're using, that Wind Tamer, does it stretch bad or what?
Well, that's the point. It seems to stretch less than anything.
Really?
That's the stuff. The 100-pound line feels like it's stiffer than 018 cable.
Wow.
Hey, Al, you might know something. Yeah. First off, looks like you had a great weekend there out northeast. So thanks for congrats and all for that. Do you know if the combat guys have done anything with Wind Tamer line versus Power Pro line? Do we have Al yet?
He's here. I don't know if he hears.
I think he hears me. Okay.
I don't know. I just, Dennis, for you, I measured the Max Quattro against the fins, and for the same pound test, I noticed the Max Quattro is a couple thousandths thinner. Did you ever compare them?
I've compared that, and if you compare up and down the lineup, if you go in the smaller lines, the Max Quattro is definitely smaller, but the 100-pound Wind Tamer was the same size as 100-pound Max Quattro.
What did you
surprise me? It was like 017.
Right. Yeah, I was getting 016 for the Max Quattro 100-pound. where
Yeah, I
the,
think, well, I thought it was 16 for the 80-pound and 14 for the 65-pound or something like that. And I don't know, I'd have to go back.
yeah, I think I was for the 85-pound, I was getting like,
Yeah.
like,
But at any rate, I was just saying that I just made up some lines using a 100-pound wind tamer. I'm really impressed with how stiff, how stiff it feels. So.
Cool. I have a question, I think, from Bart Kaplinski. Go ahead, Bart.
Yeah, I have a question. Have you taken any of that and pulled it to failure to see how many pounds?
Not on a made set of lines, but I think Jim Hoffman's got something he can add to that.
Well,
Yeah,
I was just going to mention, he was down from Phoenix Sunday, and he loves his spectral lines, and he's flying. Oh, Jim's there. I guess you can
Yeah.
explain it, Jim.
You're
Mhm.
doing fine. So yeah, so I did a lot of tests where I would pull them to failure. I'd make a short 2-3 foot sample and treat them just like I would treat a regular set of flying lines. I'd pre-stretch them, as Dennis suggests, in 5-pound increments. You go to 20 pounds, 25 pounds, so forth, and hold it there for maybe 30 seconds. And my experience is that I'm failing lines at about 50% of the rating. That's my experience.
Mhm.
So what I do is I plan on that, and I'll make sure my rating can at 50% that I can comfortably do a 15G pull test. And I do the math and figure out what those loads need to be.
Mhm.
And I do a 15G pull test on every line before it sees an airplane.
Mhm.
That's been my experience.
Jim,
And Jim, you were flying on pretty long lines Sunday too, if I recall.
Well, that's true. I don't see how that matters, but that's true.
Well, it's just they might not have as much drag in the air as the cables do.
I think the huge difference is their weight, not their drag.
Yeah.
Well, that could be
Most
too,
of the-
yes.
Most of the time when you pick a size and you do the kind of math that Jim just explained, you end up with a line that is physically pretty darn close to the steel line, even though the rating will be higher than the steel line. But that's, the stretch and everything like that comes out good. I think the physical size of the line, regardless of its weight or load rating, I think that's where that helps define the stretchiness of it. Now, on top of Jim's point there is a little video at the Finn site where the guy there, their main spokesman and everything like that. So he explains how they rate the testing on their line, how they pull it and everything like that. And he says that when you tie the knots and everything like that, says you're probably going to get no more than 70% of the rating of the line. Jim just said 50. I am pulling my line my stretching is I pull it to 50% of the rated line strength, and I hold it. I count to 100. All right. And so for that 100-pound line, I'm pulling it at 50 pounds and holding it while I count to 100. And that's per line gets that. So my pair of lines, basically, if I stretch them at 50 pounds, I've just pull tested my lines at a set of lines at 100 pounds. All right. My pull test on my big white airplane is only 42 pounds. So I have I consider that to be a safe margin, plus the fact that it's absolutely been tested before it ever sees flight. So
Very good.
that's why I feel pretty good about it.
Let me welcome some people that have come in. I want to welcome Mark Gerber. Thank you for coming in, Mark. Appreciate it.
Hey, Charles.
And Ed Waski came in. Thank you, Ed, for coming in. I appreciate it.
Yeah, hi guys.
And Al Fierro came in. Thank you, Al. I appreciate it. And Sparky's here. Thank you, Sparky, for coming in. And Trian's here. Thank you, Trian, for coming in. Appreciate it. And Jim Hoffman came in also.
Hey, Sparky, don't you have something to sand? Oh, sorry.
No, I'm not sanding.
I know.
Hey Dennis, another thing I noticed, the Max Quattro was more coarse looking than the fins,
Yeah,
you know, so it was, I don't know if that means anything, but you know, that's just an
I've got,
observation.
yeah, my 80-pound Max Quattro, it feels kind of rough, but it doesn't, none of that translates into what I would feel when I'm flying the airplane,
Right.
so. But I am based on, I'm gonna be dragging the Nats airplane. Usually I get ready, fly it at the Nats, and retire it and fly everything else the rest of the year. But I'm gonna drag it out. I'm gonna do a back-to-back. I'm actually flying it on 80-pound Max Quattro right now. I'm gonna try it back-to-back with the 100-pound Wind Tamer. And, you know, so I get a little extra line size and a higher rated line and stuff. And I'm going to, that should be enough to tell me whether I've got any stretch going on. So I don't feel it flying the 80-pound line. I'm not aware of it. But I haven't overshot it, if you know what I mean. You know, I haven't gone over and, you know, backed off or anything either. So. It'll cost me about 2,500 milliamps worth of electrons to find out. So
You still using those little round ends on there?
absolutely.
Lenny loops?
Lenny
Oh,
loop,
the
the
welded
welded
ring.
rings. Yes.
Those are the cat's meow.
Yeah.
Oh, well, the cat's meow, that's different than a Lenny loop, but, oh, wait a minute.
Well, he intertwines his Lenny loops. One goes
Yeah.
one way and the other goes the other.
Yeah, well, it does, I think it makes them easier to handle. I don't know.
Well,
So-
the two that I've got here, one of the reasons why I bought them was if you believe their ads, they say no stretch, zero stretch, you know,
Yeah.
and I
Well,
don't believe that.
That's not
I
true.
think, you know, it's all relative, you know. You know, you consider fishermen, most fishermen have probably learned how to fish using like monofilament line, which is like one stretch or one side of a rubber band, right?
Yeah.
So by comparison to monofilament, that braid's got to feel like, you know, like a bridge girder, you know. But you know, our perspective, we're we're flying on bridge girders, and now we're looking at this other stuff, and we're not worried about a little, you know, we're worried about a little stretch, not no stretch, you know.
Right.
So,
Right.
I pre-stretched a set of lines recently, and I think they grew about 6 inches.
Spectras or steels.
Spectra fins.
Okay. I think steel lines grow some. I know that I used to, you know, when I put steel lines in service and tie them to a given length, and maybe after a season or something like that, go measure them again and they'd be longer, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the
what
steel
happens.
lines never got the scrutiny the Spectra is.
Well,
When I-
that's a huge point too. So,
Yeah.
When I was doing these ultimate strength tests, I took some 15,000s braided steel cable, and I went to the literature to see what it should fail at, and it failed. I forget, better than 50%, but nowhere near the published ultimate strength.
mhm.
If you hook a set of stainless lines on something solid, I use my back deck foundation, and you pull them out, you can feel them stretch when you pull.
You know,
I tested out some fins 40. That it was either six. I think it was. They make an 80-pound, I think, in that range.
Yeah, they make a 80, 100, or 65.
Yeah. I think I had the 80 is what it was. I've still got it, but I made up a full length of the line, and then I pull tested that one line, and it broke at about 45, 47 pounds. But interestingly enough, it did not break at any of the knots or any of the loops, but it broke about 2 to 3 feet short
Mhm,
of where I had it tied on,
mhm.
you know, on the other end. That's where it broke.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what you found, isn't it, Denny?
Well, I think, Jim, you were breaking your test samples as often as not. You were breaking them in like the middle of the line, right?
That happened once, but by and large, they failed at the knot.
Mostly at the knot. Okay.
Yeah, that's the
where it
classic
should be
fishing
failing.
lure,
Yeah.
is that lines fail at the knot, not in
Yeah.
the middle.
I think steel lines fail at the knot too, right? So, I mean, seriously.
Well,
for
yeah,
about the
they
same
typically
reason,
do.
You know,
Yes.
so,
No, I'm a fan. And Dennis does something that's very clever, is when he stretches them, he doesn't stretch them separately. He puts them end to end. So he's got a 150 length of line. So the subtle benefit of doing that is both lines are getting the exact same stretch. And I'm going to adopt that policy. I don't know where I'm going to do it.
Good idea.
My yard isn't that big, but
yeah.
I do it with, I have a little 6-inch piece of steel cable I use to hook the lines together at the end, and I wrap that around one of my deck posts. And then I put my handle on the other end, and I can stretch both of the lines together. And, you know, when you pull them, you can feel them give a little bit. But, you know, you're pulling both of them at the same time.
yeah, that's a good approximation. Yeah.
Dennis's method is probably better, but the way I do it, you only have to go back 60 or 64 feet. So
Yeah, I'd have to move.
Yeah, by doing it the way I do it, I also pull it with a scale. All right, so I know that I know that I'm where I'm supposed to be.
yeah, I don't have a scale, so I use a
Yeah, you
Armstrong
can pick up
method.
a scale, electronic scale off of Amazon now for like 12
Yeah.
bucks. It's
12
not
bucks,
too bad to
yeah.
do.
They're luggage scales. I use a luggage scale.
Yeah.
And when I'm not
Yeah.
testing lines, I'm traveling.
Well, hey, you could just take that line and tie it to your luggage at the airport and pull it behind you 120 feet away or something like that. So,
Hey, Jim, get out of the car.
yeah.
So I didn't get a chance to ask you, Bart. You said you went flying with Jim Hoffman. So did you fly, or you was this?
No, I went out Sunday, and I've been running 10, 11, 11 in my Super Tiger, in my Jameson, and I've been losing seal. That's still an old technology motor. So I bought some new fuel from Lou, and with only 3% synthetic in it. And I don't think it's a fuel, but I went out to start it, and it wouldn't needle. I mean, I was turning the thing 2 turns, and the engine wasn't changing. So I have some dirt, and it's kind of a hard airplane to work on out at the field. Things are really tight in the front end. So I'm going to take the engine out, clean the filter, and make sure things are good, put it back together. And I'll go out again on Sunday and see what we got. But yeah, I was kind of anxious to do a little flying, and the thing just would not needle at all, where usually it's a wonderful motor. So we'll have to do it again. You know, it's been a long time, you know, so I probably got a piece of dirt in there someplace. And
Very cool. I have a comment in the chat box. Of course, Dennis Adamison said like delivered and join you in a bit. And then Terry Mitchell says like sent and great to see everyone. And then Marcel Legrand says, how did the models fly, Tryon? I think this is with your maiden flight you had a couple weekends
we had
ago.
a whole bunch of new airplanes.
Oh yeah, they fly good. I have problems with the batteries because the batteries don't give the juice out. And I had like a little incident with the Prowler. The Vector, I ended up not flying. I said, no, it's too weird, and I have to get some fresh batteries for it. Other than that, it flies great. I mean, I love the way the Vector flies, but needs trimming, needs work, needs a lot of stuff.
I don't know if Marcel Legrand knows about the Saginaw flight. That was successful, the Saginaw.
Oh, we had the contest in Georgia, and Sava, he participated in a basic flight, right?
Oh, very good.
Really?
So last week was the first week that he actually started flying. And within this 1 week, he learned how to do the loop. That was like Thursday or so. And then Saturday we met after the contest was over. We did some flying. And he goes like, we start to look over the was the basic flight pattern, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not exactly easy to master for a beginner, you know, because when you do the wing over, it's simple wing over, but it's 2 consecutive ones. So you do one, you have to set up for the second one immediately, half
Okay.
a lap later, so it kind of rushes you. Then he has a climb and dive and flying high. He did the loop. So I mean, he did amazing in my opinion. He was not like his wing overs. I mean, they're not perfect, you know, going up or something like that. But you see, like when he comes down and it says a flick pull out, where like the plane there's just like tracks nicely and flat.
Nice.
You know, has nice pullouts, right? I mean, actually, very nice pullouts. And he's pretty consistent, like putting them on the same spot, kind of, you know. But to do that in basically under 20 flights, so or maybe about 20 flights on board, um, and they're all like 1 minute flights. So we don't have long flights. The longest we put like a 3.5 minutes on during the contest because we had to squeeze the other maneuvers. But the Saginaw flies very nicely. I mean, he's serving him very well.
That's
I have a
great.
video, but I don't have it loaded anywhere, so I cannot share it. But
Very, very cool. That's very good
but he
news.
won. He won
He won?
yeah, he won it. Yeah, it was him and um Derek's son.
Oh, very good. Oh,
Yeah.
that's
That's
good.
terrific.
Well, he's off and running. 20
Yeah,
flights
I mean,
to his first contest. That's it's a lot
well,
quicker than me.
yeah, and he really wanted it. I mean, because I had to go because I was judging, and he and his father, you know, they had the paper in their hand with the pattern, and it's like, so I'm gonna do this and that and that, and just going through that mechanical, you know, kind of like memorizing things, preparing each other. They were helping each other, like that was super fun to watch them as an interaction between father
That's
son, right?
fantastic.
And
That
and
is fantastic to hear that from
That
father
is.
helped him launch. Yeah, his father helped him launch, and then he was flying, and he would count the laps because the basic pattern is completely different from anything we do.
Right.
So it goes like 1, 2, 3. He was counting the laps, you know, because it's takeoff and 5 level laps, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So he had to go through 7 laps of horizontal flight before he did anything, and then it was like the climb and dive, and I don't know, but for a beginner to climb and dive, it's more like a steep climb, you know, to 45 degrees and then a steep descent, and you just pull up, and it's 2 of them. So you have to do it on 1 lap and come around the second lap and nail it again on the same spot. And he just learned that the day before, and actually no, that morning's the morning of a contest.
Wow.
Because when I look on the Brodex site and I saw the actual pattern that was over there, and I was like, "Oh, we learned the wrong stuff." So I went up there with him, and I say, "Hey, look, I learned this. It's the wrong way. This is that. This is that. This is that. So we have to do this and that and that." And boy, oh boy, he went over there. We put a practice flight. He he tried it. I said, "No, no, no, it's not kind of like this." So I put my hand over his hand. It's more like this, you know. So I show him like the bell shape, you know, of the maneuver, and he came right back next lap and just did it himself. He got it, you know. So he was like,
So,
"I got it."
so the
Good for
Saginaw
him.
flies good then.
Yeah. Oh, he serves. I mean, it's a very very solid flying plane. It flies great. It tracks nicely. Um, uh, I think it's a very underrated plane.
Wow. Very
I
good.
had, I mean, I had the Twister before, but I think I fly. I like Saginaw better.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. It's a different aerodynamics in Saginaw, but I like it better.
Hey,
The man who
question
designed it
from
was,
Terry Mitchell. He says, "Hey, Tryon, what is the weight on both those new planes?"
I don't know. They're in 45 ounces or so, somewhere over there. I never weigh them. but they
Okay.
both fly very good. I mean, very solid flyers.
Then go ahead, John Miller.
I was going to say the man who designed the Spirit of Saginaw was a good friend of, oh man,
Jack Sheeks.
Jack Sheeks, and was mentored by him. And he was also a police officer, and he designed it. He did very well. He as long as he was flying it, and I think he wanted to come back, but I think things are holding him back. The way he can't do it. But I'm just happy because I pushed hard to have Brodak kit that airplane. So I'm glad that it's flying well for you.
Yeah, I mean, it turned out very beautiful. It's a nice plane. We put some decals on it and put some stuff. I mean, it turned out really sweet. I'm not sure if I have any pictures of it. I mean, if you guys want to see some pictures of it, I can probably pull something out.
Let me welcome Stuart Morrison. Thank you, Stuart, for coming in, and Gordon Delaney. Thank you for coming in, Gordon.
You're welcome. I fell asleep.
That's funny. So let me ask Ed, what you been up to? You been doing any flying?
Yeah, I was able to get 4 flights in on Saturday, and I'm making progress because I lasted about 3.5 minutes now, and I walked pretty straight after that. So it's a heck of an improvement in that. So and it was just practicing some climb and dive and a couple of loops, and that was about it. But the main thing was just getting my body used to it. And Mark Radcliffe was flying as Nobler, and Paul Covey, also a Pampa member, he was out there flying. I forget what airplane he had, but he was out there with his IC flying. So it was nice. We had a good time. Great weather, almost no wind. Unusual to fly with no wind and stuff. So, but yeah. And that's about it. Appreciate everything you guys do, and enjoy listening.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Ed, what was that the event you have where you're training people and stuff like that, or what was that?
We no, this was a fun fly. It was basically an RC fun fly that we do every year.
Okay.
But we added the control line and stuff. I'm trying to set stuff up to see who would be interested in learning, to fly. And so not having a great success so far, but I'll keep asking. I only need a couple of them to get started and stuff.
Yeah, that's it.
You just got to keep after it. Most people have no idea what you're talking about and what you're doing. So, and the good thing is in the wintertime, I'll be flying in the indoor turf. Yeah. So there's a lot of people that will be walking by and seeing that, and just need to get a few people to start asking questions. And indoor will be pretty easy to do with a slow flying foam airplanes that I have.
Yep.
And that
sounds great.
Cool.
Yeah. And Dennis also, thanks for helping out with Mark's lines and stuff. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'll be going to get started on them here the next day or two. So
yeah, and
I might have to. I gotta see how much I got. I may end up having to buy some before I even get started.
Yeah, mainly worry about him first, and
okay.
If you could get some for me, that's fine. My force meter just showed up, so now I've got a good force meter that I can hook up and do the pull tests like we did at Brodax and stuff.
Yeah.
I will be sending you some photos of the lines that I got from Finn's, making sure that you agree with what I'm going to be trying to do.
Sounds great.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me ask Jim Hoffman, you made any progress on your Lunar?
I haven't been talking to you lately. So it's ready for clear.
Oh, very good.
Let's see. I could show it to you. 1 second.
All right. Sure.
Let's see if I can do that.
Okay.
How do I? Oh, here we go. flip the screen.
Thank you, Diane.
There.
Yeah, it looks good.
Wow.
So
Looks
it's
like
ready.
the other one.
It looks just like the other one. It's ready for clear. My personal life went topsy-turvy this month, so it's been aging on the wall. But hopefully in the next few weeks, I'll be able to get some clear on it. I'm going to have Lou Woolgast has done that for me once before, and I think I'm going to let him do it again. He's really a professional car painter. So I'm going to let him shoot the clear.
What
What are you going to use?
Utah, Jim, and I'm a professional airplane painter.
Mhm.
You going to come down here and do it, Lauren?
I think it brings over.
All right. I'll tell you what I'm really pleased with is the decals. I sought out a decal maker, and no one would do it because I was asking for gold. And your LaserJet printer doesn't print gold color, but this guy was able to create a color that looks awfully close. Anyhow, they went on nicely. They were custom. I sent him artwork that I wanted, and he custom made them. But what I really like is they're very, very thin, so that edge is barely noticeable. So I usually take decals and bury them in clear dope before I shoot clear over the airplane.
Well, they look awesome.
Is it just a PDF file that you send them, or did you have to send them a vector file?
Let me turn the screen around. Neither. I sent him photographs and some engineering drawings of the other airplane with those decals. That airplane is an absolute copy of a plane that Warren Teehart built that's living in the next room in my house. And I wanted to absolutely clone his. And so I sent him photographs and engineering drawings of the decals and the dimensions, and he did the artwork.
Wow.
No, it wasn't free, but he did a nice job, and I've recommended him. John Calentine is finishing up a plane, and I think he's going to use this. He's going to try the same fella.
Very
What are you
nice.
going to use for the clear coat, Jim?
On this airplane,
On the Lunar, yeah.
it's got that Lunar. Those are automotive colors on it, and it will be automotive urethane clear coat.
Cool.
And that's really good because usually I do that, bury the decals in clear dope, but you can't shoot clear dope on top of auto paint. I was fortunate. If I had to, I'd have had to just
Have you tested those decals against auto paint?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I bought 4 sets. No. It wasn't cheap, but I'm really pleased with the results.
I can build 3 more Lunars.
I'll send you the decals. Now that was a really ambitious project. Framing it up was fun, but painting it was very difficult. And I suffered. I figure for me, every 1 out of 6 airplanes, I have lifting problems. And this one had lifting problems. So every step of the way, you ran into difficulties.
It sure looks nice, Jim.
Well, thanks. The weight is good. The weight it's going to be in the very low 40s. So
Very nice.
I'm looking forward to it.
Indeed.
So got to shoot the clear and then wet sand and buff.
Very nice.
And it'll get spectral lines from the get-go.
Oh, very cool. So you plan on flying that at VSC next year?
Yes.
Oh,
Wet
good.
sanding and buffing and I-beam. Oh, boy.
Yeah, well, Sparky knows all about that.
Yeah, yeah, he sure does.
So this
Yeah,
is my third I-beam in my life. I don't know if I have another one in me.
Huh. What were the other two?
I have an Aries, and that I still have, and I have the USA 1 that I still have.
Very nice.
So
Great.
the USA 1 is getting old. It hasn't been flown in a couple of years, but it's ready to
I've
go.
heard the USA AMA, but I'm not familiar with the USA
No.
1.
USA 1,
Where
not-
was this airplane?
the USA 1.
Oh, okay. All right.
Nowhere with you.
I've seen that one.
Yeah.
This one.
You're just digging.
He's
Mark.
talking military.
Well, what was it? The USA AMA was USA and then the AMA, and someone thought it was USA AMA.
Yeah, that was Bob talking about Gene Schaefer's airplane, USA AMA.
Charlie Reeves called this the USA 1, so it's stuck.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen your USA 1. It's a nice looking plane.
Mhm.
Gordon's flown it.
Yep,
He flew it off mighty well.
Yeah, I think I saw Gordon fly it when I was at BSC.
Could be. That's what, yeah.
Yeah, that's where I flew it.
And Tryon has some pictures of the Saginaw, right? Did I set up sharing? I think I set that up. Yeah.
All right, I'll share.
All right.
So let's start here.
Wow. Look at that happy young man.
Wow. That looks nice.
And that's his first plane.
Wow.
I mean, just the build is. I mean, look at this.
Mhm.
Well, that looks nice.
And he did the carving. If you look at the carving on this plane, it's done very nicely.
Nice. We need more like him.
Yeah. So, and if I can bore you with this, his second official flight in Georgia.
What's the young man's name again?
Sava.
Salva.
So you
So
can hear
nice
his
ta-
dad on the background counting the laps.
Can't hear nothing. Yeah, I don't think there's any sound. That's why.
Okay, let me see if
Lecture.
I can turn the sound up a
That's
little
okay.
bit.
Yeah, it's more bandwidth. Right, he looks perfectly
Copy.
comfortable.
Bandwidth is low.
Yeah. So the first maneuver, it's actually the climb and dive. And actually he's gonna do it. That's the first one. Look how clean he pulls out.
Yeah, very nice. That's a nice flying area too.
Yeah. Second maneuver they're supposed to do is high fly, just basically get it up to 45 degrees and just fly there, put 4 laps. But it's, oh no, it's the wingo. Well, you see, like he actually pulls the plane in a corner and it comes out clean on the other side. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I think that's a match made in heaven there. It's a real nice plane for him.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a good plane. I mean, it's easy to fly. If it's easy to fly, it's easy to learn.
It's very comfortable.
Yeah. And you hear like his dad go calling it 2 laps and watch what he does when he does the loop, how he positions his body. I teach him to fly on the side all the time, right?
Very,
So
yeah, I
look at
see.
him waiting for the plane to come around. That's the loop. Just like fully nice and smooth, no rush, no nothing.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah,
He's gonna be good.
even in a roller coaster, this is I think this is his roller coaster. Look at that. Nice and even, smooth, no rush, no. I think he's doing very good.
He is. He's in control of the plane.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. And he even went for the bonus maneuver because you have a bonus. You can do it like either the loop, the 45, or the wing over. Look at him getting setting for the loop. Boom.
Very nice.
Yeah, he has a very good. He flies. I think for 20 flights, I can't ask for anything more than that.
Yeah, I think he has a good plane. You know, he has a good mentor in you,
Mhm.
and a very good plane. So he's very fortunate.
Yeah.
Nice to see.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's
My
what you
first
wanna
plane
see.
was porpoising all over the place.
Mhm.
Yeah. This is very stable. This rock steady. He's gonna be landing now. Balloon a little bit, but
Bravo.
Yeah, not
All
bad.
right.
Not to
Good
mention,
for
Bob
him.
was very nervous being judged. He has two
Yeah,
judges
that's
there.
it. I say,
Yeah.
nice job, coach. Way to coach.
Absolutely.
yeah, it's
Good.
like I know I just noticed something that he's doing in the wing over, but I'm gonna correct it as soon as possible because I just noticed it. So he doesn't keep his body in position as he goes over before the pull off. Kind of goes over
I
and
don't know.
turns his body around to over there, but we'll fix that.
I don't know
We'll
if
fix
I
that.
was in your shoes, I'd be tempted to ask him to borrow the airplane so I could fly a profile stunt contest with it. I bet,
Yeah, it
I
looks
bet
like
it'd
it's a
do
good
just
flying
fine,
plane.
thank you. So,
No, that's a very solid flying plane. And by the way, he's using the same batteries that let me down. But because the motor is so much bigger, it needs a lot less
yeah.
juice to get the job done. And that plane doesn't even feel it at
Mm,
all. It's no issue, even with the
Yeah.
shitty batteries, and he got away with it, right?
Plus it's a nice short flight too, so he doesn't have to go very deep into them either. So,
Yeah.
great.
Actually, we set it up to 4 minutes, and so we have so many laps at the end of the flight. He said, "Let's cut it down." And another thing that surprised me with him is that before the contest, the prop was a little bit chewed up, from the previous day, and I said, "Do you want to change the prop to go to a new one?" I said, He said, "No, let's keep this prop because we know it works and it works for now, and we know we have something." So he didn't change anything before the contest. So he was kind of surprised me because that was an excellent decision, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Excellent for all the right reasons.
exactly. So I was like, I said we can probably put a couple of quick tail test flights to double check the other prop and make sure it's good. But he said, "No, we're going to stay with this." And actually, you can say I was testing it a little bit, but no, he said, "No, this works. This is good. This is what we're going to use now."
Very
And
good, man. Very good.
and anyways, but he's very calm, and the controls are just smooth. You see the whole flight just flows.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no jittery, no nothing. It's nothing.
That's for you, Gordy.
Ah,
That's your phone, isn't it?
Thank you, Gordon, for muting it.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you very much, Tryon, for sharing. Hey, Sparky, is there anything you wanted to share with us? I know you got your beautiful plane there. I know you've been working on the rudder.
Well, I made this decal today and put it on.
I want to see it because I saw the video before that where you had painted it with an airbrush.
Yeah. And speaking of pull-ups, it pulled up the paint when I undid the mask. So I decided to sand it all off and I did them decals instead.
Looks good.
That looks great.
That looks good.
So you
And
made that decal?
What?
You made that decal?
Yeah. I did it in Inkscape and then printed it with my printer and then put clear dope on the front of it and then cut it out and put it on there. You can't even feel it.
Very nice.
Cool.
So
Beautiful.
I'm gonna put a slight scallop on here, not quite as many as there were before. Just a red line going underneath it, and then a red leading edge, and then one line going back, so it kind of covers it, encases that or whatever.
Defines the rudder a little bit nicer. Okay.
I also this weekend went to a contest, and I filmed the first day, but I decided that I would take the contest where I fly. Hang on a second. Where I fly, I'm online. Where I fly, that I decided that I wouldn't film, and I got this.
Hey, all right.
No.
First
Way
place.
to go. That is so
Wow.
cool.
Job.
Um,
Very good job, man.
Yeah.
that guy,
Yeah.
I can't remember the guy's name from Dave Tribble. Dave Tribble was second. Larry Fruits was third. Jared Hayes was fourth. His dad was fifth. I can't remember who's sixth, seventh, and eighth, ninth. I can't remember all of them.
Very nice. Very good. That's you can build and fly. That's not everybody can do that.
Considering I only have about 10 flights for the year.
So which plane did you fly at this event?
The one that you flew.
Oh, okay. Good choice.
Yeah, the one that flies good. I'm hoping to get this one done before the end of the season. I wanted to take it to Tulsa, but I don't think I'm going to make it. It's kind of hard to take a fresh airplane to a contest and try to compete with it.
Very nice. Now, normally you don't have matching colors with your canopy because you got a little bit of green snake and your canopy is green. That's kind of a departure from what you usually do, right?
Well, yeah, I didn't know I was going to put this on here until after that was painted, so it don't matter.
It looks good.
They're pretty close to the same color.
Maybe it's better this way.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
This thing's turning out real nice. Real nice.
It is kind of nice.
It should be a front row airplane. I mean, there's no mistakes in it. Of course, I said that with this one, and they put me on the 16-point row. I think there was a problem there. I don't know. It's all subjective.
Yeah.
Here I have a front row airplane for you.
What was that again?
I said I have a front row airplane for you.
Let me see this. Make it big here. Hang on.
All right.
All right.
Oh, very cool. Oh, that's cool.
I gotta go downstairs for a second. I'll be back.
All righty. What are we looking at, Al?
It's a Queen Bee that Larry Scurinzi designed. Has an 020 on it, and it flies really good. Jim Vergani made them, and I went over the engines, and his engine ran better than mine. He was doing figure eights and loops and everything with his. Mine ran about like 20 laps, and then the engine went sour. I got to work on the tank, but we it's the first time we flew them after the contest on Sunday. But we flew them on 15-foot lines.
Oh,
cutie.
Is that the airplane, Larry? I think he flew it out the window of a skyscraper or something like that.
At the motel room, yeah, or something.
Yeah, he flew it like vertically or with the wall or something like that. How was that?
Yeah, yeah, I don't know the whole story, but I heard he was flying it out a window or something, but
Yeah,
it was, it does, I could see after I flew it, I could see how he could do it because
Yeah.
it flies, even, even when the engine shut off, it glides really nice for like a lap and a half. Yeah,
really.
and you still can control it.
Wow.
And and it's sort of like it turns and hangs like a bislab. It has like that you can see those characteristics.
Huh.
Like when Jim was really, looping it. It'll like falls over itself. It turns so hard. But
Mhm.
cool
Al,
little
for
airplane.
perspective, how big is that prop?
It's I think it's like like a 4-inch prop. And then you see this Larry's, you mount the tank on the side. You have to put a piece of tubing, glue it over there so you could fill it and block it off so it's a uniflow, so you can do stunts. It only has 2 vents on the top, so you got to turn it inboard, the vents to the inboard, and block off the bottom. And I just pull that off and I fill it there. It weighs 2 ounces, just the way it sits.
Perfect.
Yep.
Don't
And,
sneeze.
and you got Finn's 80-pound test lead out lines.
80-pound, man. I hope that's enough.
Yeah. So anyway, that was
Very cool. Very cool.
and end of the day yesterday at the contest.
It sounded like it was quite a meet out there too, huh?
Oh yeah, no, the weather was beautiful and it went really, really well. There was like 3 circles going, 2 for that were judged and the other one was for practice. So it was a pretty busy day. We started at 9 and it kept on going till about 4:30.
Wow.
And only a short lunch. Yeah.
Good day of flying.
I've got to head out. I got an audit tomorrow morning. Appreciate everything. You guys
All right.
take it
Hey,
easy.
Thanks, Ed. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
Take
Alrighty.
care.
Thank you.
Yeah, good night.
Hey, Charles,
Right.
make me big. I want to ask you guys' opinion on this leading edge.
Yeah, I mean, get my mouse over here and I'll make it big.
Notice Sparky's floor matches his airplane.
Yeah, the checkerboard. Yeah.
Well, that's where he cut the templates, right? So.
What do you guys think of this silver leaf leading edge? Can you see that in the video?
I think it looks
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I'm a
Not-
fan.
It's not painted, it's leaf.
Mhm.
Hey, part of your floor is missing, Sparky. Is that on your airplane?
Yeah, looks like
I
metal.
think it looks good.
Okay,
So a painted leading edge looks very nice to the judges as it comes around in level flight.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, you actually get a little bit of pop, when the airplane's maneuvering and stuff.
yep,
Well,
Looks like you're running de-icers on it.
yep,
Yeah.
I keep it.
it looks like
Well,
chrome.
Electric de-icers, so.
Oh, wow. Interesting. So it's not paint, it's silver leafed.
Correct.
Mhm.
I got to go back and watch the video on that.
Yeah, I've watched the gold leaf numbers. I did not realize you use silver leaf on the leading edge. So that's great.
Well, somebody had mentioned on I was gonna do a de-icing boot and I was just gonna paint it silver and they said, put metal on there. Well, I can't do metal, but I can do silver leaf.
Yeah.
So I did that.
That'll look really nice in the sun.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Look real nice when it gets cleared.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Amazing.
Okay, make me small so I can go back to eating.
No, we're going to watch.
Yeah, that looks good.
Big enough to
Yeah,
share.
block the video or something. I got a couple of pictures from Cleveland. Anybody interested in that?
Yeah, I am. Sure.
All righty. All right. First off, star of the show. Name that tune. You know who we're looking at there?
Billy
Really?
Norwood.
One of them
Bill.
is me.
Got it missing.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's Bill Wurwich came out.
Oh, Bill Warbridge, very good.
Yeah, I
Bill
called him
Warbridge?
Santa Claus. Asked about the beard. I think he wants to enter the John Miller lookalike contest or something like that. I'm not sure.
But he's too good looking.
Yeah.
Bill's got too much hair for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's 82 now and he's doing dialysis three days a week or something like that. But
Wow.
he's still Bill, man. He's still a guy talking to him, the storytelling, and it's like you listen to him talk, you get the impression that he's got a brand new airplane on the bench or something with all these ideas and everything. So, but yeah, he gets the dialysis, but he's also, him and his wife have a horse farm and he's riding horses and taking care of horses and whatever else you do with a horse farm, I guess. So he's doing pretty good that way. Okay, I wanted to show, we had all the usual stuff, Pampa events and everything like that. This is the expert. And I think John Paris, he trophied in every single event that he flew, and he flew all of them. So,
Wow.
Gabe Alamoff is just burning. He's just on fire there. So
That's a rough crowd.
yeah, I flew the Mobest and everything because it's profile, it's Nostalgia 30 and it's Pampa, and that's nice because I drive a subcompact car and I had 2 airplanes in it. So one of them for 3 events plus an old timer.
Boy, John had some big competition there.
It was not a big entry, Sparky. I think we were all hurt by the fact that we had all those contests on the same date. And I think we kind of fed off of each other, and it was a shame. But Angstrom flew his very first old time pattern. He got a 91 in the first because he crashed in the outside loops, and they glued the tail back on the stunt wagon, and he got a full pattern in.
Good.
So I was hoping he'd be
All
here
right.
so we could celebrate him a little bit. Let's see, John Paris flew a Jameson special in classic, so that was a pretty darn good finish for a Jameson. And of course, he trophied there. And another 1 point. We had a lot of 1 point events here. Let's see. What was, I think, the next score? Oops, you've seen that one. And then this is a picture for John Miller. Name that site, John.
That's in Sturgeon and not Ellison Bay. That's in Door County, Wisconsin. That's I can't remember.
Al Johnson's.
Al Johnson.
Al Johnson's Swedish restaurant.
Goat Hill.
With the goats on the roof. Right?
Eating the grass. Yeah, good food. Really good
The roof
food.
of the restaurant's covered with grass, and he's got usually 3 or 4 or half dozen goats up there munching away.
You might know he's a Swede.
Hope the roof doesn't leak.
It doesn't.
Yeah, and you hope, and no matter what could possibly leak through, and on that clear sky and stuff. No, you don't want any of the leaks there.
That building is a log cabin, a huge log cabin, and he ordered every piece from Sweden, had it shipped over, and then built it there.
I hadn't heard that. It is a neat place. What was really unusual is apparently it's been, they've had it seemed pretty wet up there and everything. There was parts of the restaurant, there was a man up there mowing the lawn, all right, mowing the roof.
I thought that's what the goats were for.
I thought that's what the goats were for too. And he's mowing the roof. I think that's unusual home or business maintenance, but
I'll tell you, it's hard to get into that restaurant.
They usually, they were lined up, and there was equal lines outside the restaurant getting pictures of the goats. So,
yep.
Wow, amazing. Let me holler at Mark for a minute. Mark Gerber, what you been up to?
Sister Bay, yeah.
Oh, puttering away in my basement. Finished repairing my Bearcat, and I'm repairing my P40 because I crunched a wingtip out of Rodex.
What happened to your Bearcat?
Oh, I was trying to get my golf clubs out of the car and it was a little bit too rough with them. And had the P40 packed on top of the golf clubs and wingtip got under the edge of the window and it broke.
What happened to the Bearcat though?
Oh, I skinned the chin on it, landing down at Boss's at the Fun Fly a couple of weeks ago and nosed over on the cement. I'm still having fun with the landing gear on that airplane.
You didn't break that unobtainium propeller, did you?
No. I don't use that here in Colorado, though. I save that one for lower altitudes.
Have you tried my propellers on them?
Not yet. I'm hoping I get a chance to do it here before I come out to Vegas. But
It's almost winter.
I know. I'm about to take 2 weeks to go to Florida. So
With the Bearcat, I'm sure.
no.
No Bearcat.
Any of you
Okay.
guys going to Tulsa?
I don't think so. No.
I'll be in Tulsa next weekend.
Mhm.
All right,
Yeah, it's a shame.
Sparky.
It's just one more meet that'd be nice to go to. Yeah, my son's school are in the marching band season every Saturday, and I already are in a bit of an outs because I didn't help them with their show this weekend, but this last weekend. So
If it
I
wasn't for
definitely wanna
Steve
make
Smith,
sure
I
if
wouldn't be
can
going.
make up for that the next few weeks. So
Very good. And Gordon, you had your hand raised, Gordon?
Yeah. That phone call I had a little while ago was Roger Kramer invited me out to test fly his Mustang,
super.
but they're doing it down in Provo, and I'm not going to drive that far. I said, "Well, call me and let me know how it went." I got my Scott Dinger muffler today for my Stalker 51. It weighs just barely over 3/4 of an ounce.
Oh, wow.
You get Scott Dinger to make you a muffler?
Well, he says he only makes it for friends and relatives. And I've known Scott for years and years now. So
Wow, yeah, that's pretty. Because I had some flying buddies down here, and it's taken them a long time to get a muffler out of Scott, even when they sent them the money in advance, the cash.
yeah,
He does really nice work.
when he
I
told
got
me
two of
that,
them.
I says, I hope I'm considered a friend. So it actually got sent twice. The first time the label came off, so they returned it to the sender. And so this time he taped my address down with clear tape, and it finally made it here today.
Is a side exhaust muffler or a rear exhaust?
Side exhaust, Stalker 51 side exhaust.
You got it so I can see it?
Say what?
You got it handy so we can see it?
Yeah, I'll grab it.
Thank you.
I wonder if it look, I got two of them. I wonder if it looks like mine.
Yeah, I have a couple Scott Dinger mufflers.
I love them. They're great.
They are good. They are very good.
Not quite as light as this though.
What did you have in your hand? What was that? A tongue muffler?
Yeah,
Okay.
this is like 7 or 8 grams.
Oh yeah. Is that one that John Jordan made?
No. No, I probably got 10 different tongue mufflers around.
Yeah, I use tongues, but the expansion chambers are much quieter.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they allow the motor to breathe better. I got
Yep.
a couple of mufflers that Dennis would recognize. That probably lived at his house for a while. But they're a little heavy.
I have a comment from Terry Mitchell. Actually, it's a question. He says, hey guys, I'm looking for a canopy for a Jetco F51H and a Sterling Guardian, both scale planes.
Wow.
And we get his own vacuum form machine. And
You might have to carve a plug.
I'd start with Park Fire Plastics.
Yeah, that's close as you
That's a
get.
company that I'm not even sure. I think they might be down in Texas, but they have a lot of canopies of a lot of RC airplanes and a few others. They actually have a copy of the old Midwest bubble canopy that was used on so many airplanes. It's actually a P-51.
that's where I got my
But I
Bearcat
think it's
canopy from.
bigger than the Jetco P-51. It may
All right,
not be
what was
that
it?
big.
What was the company?
Park
Called
Flyer
Park Flyer
Plastics.
Plastics. I have no
Park
idea what
Flyer
their web,
Plastics.
is, but Terry,
Thank
if you
you.
do a Google on Park Flyer Plastics, and you
Yeah,
should be
yeah.
able to get
Thank
pretty
you.
close.
Did I
And
mention
that-
the fuel
They're nice
line?
products.
Was that again, Sparky?
Did I mention the fuel line on here? Rather fuel line we found?
Yeah, you said you got, I was watching a show and you said you got some.
Yeah, the guy's run out. The guy is out of fuel line now. So if you're gonna get it, you need to call him and tell him you're gonna get it. I mean, I'd like to see 50 rolls sold. That'll mess him up.
And then Caffeine has a question. He says, hey, I can't join the session tonight, but I have a question. Can we use the hot towel method to straighten a crooked wing?
Yeah, you can, but steam
It's
works
dope.
better.
It's dope and built up.
I've steamed the foam wing straight.
Did you really?
Yep. Got to use super hot steam, but yeah, I've steamed the foam wing straight.
Wow. I cut a diagonal slit in it to do that.
Oh, that's a good idea.
You can steam a 2x4, so why wouldn't a foam wing steam?
Right.
Because it's because the steam would melt the foam. I guess I'd be
No.
afraid of that.
No.
But if you could soften up the glue just a little bit, it would move, certainly.
You try one of those clothes steamers?
I'd see it, Gordy. We're looking at you.
Oh, wow. Looks nice.
Yeah. it's beautiful.
3/4 ounce.
Yep, 3/4 2.
He does nice work.
Kudos to Scott.
Yes, indeed.
Mine looks a little different than that.
What's the diameter of the tube?
Say what?
How big around is the tube? 1 inch or 3/4?
Yeah.
Which one?
Which one was?
1 inch or 3/4, or is it 1 3/4?
No, it's 3/4 inch diameter.
Okay.
He usually does them in 1 inch, and I asked him to do it in 3/4.
Very nice.
So it's like 0.83 of an ounce.
Did you specify the Stinger ID as well?
Pardon?
Did you specify the Stinger ID as well on the end?
No, I wish they would have. I don't like them really big because when you run pressure, you get better control on it when it's a little bit smaller.
The bad part about it, the heaviest thing will be the weenie you put on the end of it.
Say what?
The weenie that you put on the end of the exhaust deflector, that'll be the heaviest part of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
that's the motor that's Stalker 51.
Is that the one you've been waiting for?
Well, this is the one I got, and I put it on the airplane. Found out the rear thrust washer was deeper than John's, but I fit the spinner to John's motor. So then I had to add to my nose ring to close the gap up again when I got mine. You know, I got several runs on it, and oh, it's a sweetheart.
So you got the motor from Ukraine? You did
Well,
that?
I put it there, but I never could get a response, and found out Tom Dixon had one, and he shipped it right away.
Okay, good. Good for you.
It was the only one he had too. So I was glad to get it.
I'm waiting to see that thing pull your airplane around.
Well, I got a hunch it's gonna fly it better than the LAs did. Well, the
I
LAs
think-
are 46s and this is a 51, so it should be a little stronger.
Yeah,
The bullholes match up?
Well, between John Stock and mine, they do. I couldn't tell you on the LA. I got an LA. You know, I got the one that when Jim Wright did bent the crank. I never even thought about checking that. So,
Well, I'm glad you have enough exhaust area. I spent a month chasing a problem where a friend of mine modified a muffler for me and the exhaust area was restricted and I didn't know it. And we went crazy till we found it.
yeah, I like to run pressure so I can run a little bit smaller hole than normal. So I'll drill and tap this. So,
you could make a little insert you could slip in there.
well, I'll try it first.
Yeah,
Have you always run pressure?
Yeah.
I guess that's a West Coast thing, because I've always run pressure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
every airplane I've got, I'm running muffler pressure.
Yep, me too.
me too.
Me 3 or 4.
No. No, I run Uniflow, but I open those the dinger mufflers up to like 360.
I didn't measure. I was gonna measure it, but it looked like about 375.
It's 375. I thought they mine.
I'm just guessing, looking at the hole.
Calibrated eyeballs.
325.
This is closer to 375.
So it's 3/8.
Yes,
Right.
cheese people. So I'm gonna wrap a copper wire around here and DevCon it on. So when I put the rubber duck on there, it won't blow off. I've had
2
several.
drops of CA. That's what I use.
Do what?
2 drops of CA,
Oh, I never thought about that.
and then hit it with kicker. It won't come off.
Yeah.
I've used some rough sandpaper on that Stinger, and then when it's zip tied on, it doesn't come off once it's been roughened up.
Yeah.
I think all those systems would work.
Yeah.
Glue it on with silicone.
And then this,
RGB.
this spinner is the one I bought from Alan Raysinger about what, 15, 20 years ago.
Oh, boy.
He
You
was-
have it there in front of you? You have the spinner there?
yeah, I'm holding it up now.
Make it big here.
Oh, that's pretty.
Pretty.
It's
And
a broom.
It's light. Got a nice shape to it.
It does.
Anyway,
Oh.
I bought about 4 or 5 of them. I originally bought 2 for my twin Gemini. And I liked them as well. I called him, asked if he had a couple more, so he sent me 2 more. So they're not as light as the Brodak, but they're very close.
Got an old broom needle nose up in my box there. It's lighter than the Brodax.
Yeah,
But the point is so pointy that if you don't, round it off, you'll bust your knuckles and cut yourself wide open.
Wow.
I've got one just like that.
What about the Medusa spinners? Those are pretty light, right?
Yeah, I got 3 of those. Yeah, they're 7 grams. Yeah, they're light. And right here's one. I'd like to buy some more if somebody had more. But they're unobtainium.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
They're 7 grams. It's carbon fiber. This is for 3 blade. This one's a 2 blade. Then John and I, we made these with Tower Hobbies was selling these carbon spinners. And they have a stupid bolt, you know, that goes down through the center.
Yeah.
So we just put this, chucked it up in the lathe and turned the end off, and then made that piece there.
Very nice.
So, and these were cheap, like $7 a piece, but they're back order. You can't get any more of them.
Wow.
But they're not as light as a Medusa. But they're lighter than aluminum.
Very nice.
So can I ask a spinner question? Perfect
Go ahead.
timing. I inherited a Ringmaster recently from a local guy. I didn't want it, but he said, take a flight. I flew it. It actually flew very good for a Ringmaster. My Ringmaster recently met its maker, so I took it. So I'm going to show you a photo, but it's got an LA 25 with what I think is an electric spinner. And my question is that safe?
Oh yeah.
So let me
Yep.
show you what I got.
25's got as much power as an electric motor.
So there's
Let me
the
make it
spinner.
bigger. I'd like to show a picture. There we go.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
I took one flight on it and everything was hunky dory. But
An aluminum backplate that captures the plastic shell, and the Great Plains spinners, that's what it looks like. Yeah, I think they are all the same. I don't know. They marketed those as electric spinners, and I have no idea why, because they're really no different than the solid ones. You know, the ones that were solid color. So
all right, because it flew pretty good as is, and my mission is to do as little as possible.
Right.
So
yeah,
I'm gonna
but
leave it
you know,
alone.
it's the
Hey,
same
Jim.
backplate as they put on the regular spinners, and I'm pretty sure it's the same shell too. So I have
Yeah.
no idea why it shouldn't last. So
Your
All right.
needle valve looks pretty unique. What is that needle valve on your LA 25?
I don't know, but I sure don't like it.
Broken off.
too short.
Yes.
Broken off. That's what it is.
That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, let's see. I
Me
maybe
too.
cut off.
Oh,
No,
So you put a slot, so you use a screwdriver to adjust it.
I'm not doing that.
No,
I've seen
don't do
that done. That's a bad idea.
Yeah.
very bad.
So here, I'll show you an interesting thing that came. Let me see if I can do this without
Tank's
killing
interesting,
myself.
too.
That's some fancy tank work.
Yeah, tank is interesting.
I'll tell you, it worked like a champ. That I'll tell you, when they showed me this airplane, I really didn't want it. I mean, they were giving it to me. I didn't want it, but I took it because it flew very, very well. So two things. I've disassembled this, but he had control stops to limit the up and down. So I'm
Good idea.
removing those.
Mm-hmm.
But here's something that a lot of beginners run into. This is a clevis, and they're made of sheet metal,
They're
Right.
junk. They'll come off.
and
Yeah.
it's wiggles.
I
Look
see
at that.
That's why you use a jam nut on the back end.
Well, that helps, but I don't want to have to build another one, so
Don't use it.
I'm working on that. Right, those are hog out bar stock clevises.
Yeah.
So that's tonight's project.
I
What
don't
kind
know.
of
You still
parts
got the threads, and it's still going to wiggle. The threads are still going to wiggle, Jim.
Wet it on there.
Not with that. I'm gonna. Oh, I guess I didn't finish the thought. I'm gonna take some modern technology here
Yeah.
and simply lash that onto that steel push rod.
Yep.
I'm not even gonna
Push
cut.
rod. Cut the push rod. I've done this a bunch. Cut the push rod, put JB Well all over the push rod and slide that tube over the push rod.
Yeah, I could do that. Maybe.
Be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or lash it. Yeah. But That's the plan.
JB Weld works wonders.
Yep.
On my RF Vector, I felt the push rod was flexing. So I took a carbon fiber sleeve. I cut a window in the bottom of underneath the stabilizer, took a carbon fiber sleeve and slipped it over the push rod, and then wicked some thin CA down in there and held it great. And it's like a total different airplane.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
And Jim,
Well,
I
I've
like
used-
how you're holding your ringmaster on your side of your bench. That's pretty ingenious.
Oh, I stole that from somebody else years ago. Yeah, that's a very handy little jig that way.
What kind of APC prop is that?
Well, that was the other mystery. It's a 9.3, and there are at least 2, maybe 3 different types of APC 9.3s. There's one called RC Combat. I don't know what they're all called, but this is a unusual prop because of that shape.
Yeah.
And I found in my collection, I found a couple of them.
That's a 10-3 cut. They take it like a 10-3 and cut it down. I use that as speed limit.
It's a 9.3. It's labeled as a 9.3 out of the mold.
But if you take a 10-3 and hold it up against it, it's basically a 10-3 that they cut down.
Okay, yeah.
Because it has those not a conventional APC, pointed tips.
Right, but it's not
right
10.3 because it actually has 9.3
right
raised letters in the mold.
I have 30 of them. I use them in speed limit combat. And then they also make a 9.3 by 3 that's just a little bit bigger. And then they make the 9.3N. That's that's like needle tips.
Yeah, that was that RC Combat needle tips.
Right. My one of the guys in the club has a FP20 on his ringmaster. His ringmaster's really light, and he's using the 9.3N on it. He tried a bunch of props, and the 9.3N worked the best. And then
I had that set up. I ended up with a 9.4, but.
And then another good prop is the 9.6 something 3 by 375. I use that on my RF Nobler, and it works really good.
So yeah, I was really surprised at how well this thing flew, and I'm gonna put it on some spectral lines and just put it away for next. We fly Ringmaster once a year at VSC, so it'll be a once-a-year airplane.
Give it to Joe Gilbert.
I'm gonna threaten Joe Gilbert.
There you go.
The older LAs are good. The ones made in China are garbage. I had Brian Gardner make piston aligners for him, and it turns the engine into a great engine.
I don't know the vintage of this motor, but it's an old airframe.
It's a blue one. Yeah.
Built by Glenn Allison, a Tucson guy.
Yeah.
He's just aging out of the hobby.
I bought 8 towards the end of the runs of the LA 25s, and they were made in China, and the piston and liner fits were horrendous. They're really bad.
So
the engines weren't even weren't usable. And then I got piston aligners from Brian Gardner and turned them into great engines.
Very nice.
So I didn't expect this to come my way, but there it was. So
very nice.
I don't know who's doing the machining for Brian Gardner, but they're top notch. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And then I don't know you want to be interested in this, but there's that other guy that makes parts. Starts with a K. Actually, I had him make some heads that'll take a Nelson plug. But that's for speed limit combat or racing.
Was it Henry that did it?
No, it's Patrick or something like that.
The guy who bought all of Henry's tooling?
No, I don't know. Henry sold all his tooling?
Yep. So he's old. He's retired. He sold his tooling to a guy who's making him in North Carolina.
Oh yeah, no, this is somebody different. This is a guy that makes head buttons and stuff for like Cox engines and Norvels, and makes a bunch of some engine mounts and stuff. And I inquired to him if he would make some, and then, he said no. And then all of a sudden, 4 months later in the mail, I get I got a head from him. Test this out to see what you think. And I said, oh, that's great. And, I used it and it worked great. It was a big improvement. So, I bought 10 of them off of him, but he put it on his website now.
Well, we have Stephen McBride joining us. Thank you, Stephen, for coming in. Appreciate it.
What are you guys doing for glow plugs now?
What's that?
What are you doing for glow plugs now? What plugs are you using?
For stun, I'm using, SIG plugs. I bought a bunch of SIGs, and, and then for racing, for combat and stuff, I'm using Nelson plugs.
Because they want $15 a piece for glow plugs now.
Right. Bill, yeah. Then, I bought a bunch of glow plugs from Dubjet, the guy that makes the RO, the engines you guys use. But he has Nelson plugs that he cuts down, and you can use a glow driver on them. The heavy duty Nelson plugs that, guys use in combat and racing.
Huh.
So I use my Suntronic driver and I just put it on. But, I bought like, 40 plugs before the price went crazy.
Gordy got something to say, Charles.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Gordy.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that our club put on a demonstration at the RC field yesterday and had a pretty good turnout. And Norm Whittle was in charge of it. And he says, why don't you go get your combat plane? So I come home, got my combat plane. It's got a Nelson 36 on it. And of course, I have Paige Peterson fly it for me. But I didn't think you'd notice, but I put 40% in it. Usually I run 10% of my Nelson, but I decided I'd throw the fear of God at him. And that thing hauled the mail. He says, got ahead of me a couple times, but he was able to save it. So, and we put 2 flights up of that. Now we're talking around 125 miles an hour.
Wow.
And my body won't turn that fast. It won't even turn fast enough to fly a stunt ship. But we had a good turnout. Oh, and those Nelson plugs I was just talking about, I forgot, and I tried to put my glow driver on it. Well, of course it didn't fit. Oh, okay. So then I went and got my combat clip and plugged it in, and we used that.
After the second flight, was anybody still there?
Oh, they loved it. Most flyers had never even seen one go that fast.
I thought they'd all be scattered.
Yeah. Yeah, that actually was probably the hit of the show.
Yeah.
So anyway, we had a lot of fun doing it. I was basically a spectator, except I did do the pitting on the combat plane, but the rest of the time I was a chair potato.
Very good. Let me see. I think I've asked everybody what they've been doing, what they've been up to, I think. So, Stephen, what have you been up to, Stephen?
Been flying this week and flew this weekend. Now back to the work week. Been working on the maneuvers that I needed to work on and improve. So I'm liking the results of that. But now I got to make another trim adjustment of something I'm not too happy with, and I'm trying to figure out how to do that. Maybe some of you guys could help me out with that. My issue I'm having now is that I'm not too happy with. I get a little bit light at the top of the hourglass, and I'm trying to figure out how I'm getting the tension right when I'm coming up the hourglass and I come up to turn 2. I start to get a little bit light over down at cross, and I'm trying to figure out how to get more tension up there. Anybody have any suggestions?
Use a Raby rudder.
No.
It works great on my Bearcat. You're up at the top of the hourglass, and you have great tension.
Put you at a little tip weight.
Yep, add some tip weight.
A little tip weight.
Yep.
Okay.
Motor offset.
I was waiting for that.
Well, that would be my choice.
What are we
If the
looking
wing tip
for?
weight's good every place else, I'd try a little engine offset.
There you go.
Try engine up, a little engine offset first. Okay, I got room to do that, and if anything, then go to tip weight. And what would you suggest on tip weight? About like
Just get
3
some,
grams,
get some gumbo, some green clay, some Gumby
right?
clay, and just keep adding until you got tension up there. But motor offset is your friend. That I run 3 degrees. Everybody says I'm crazy to use that much, but you know what? I'm not kneeling down for overhead 8s, or it's pulling me off the ground on the top. Isn't that right, Charles?
Oh yeah, but
Okay.
it just flies good everywhere.
I get it in the overheads. I'm pretty comfortable with because you can fly them out and fly it around. So I'm okay with that. The vertical, I find it a little bit light in, and then also, but mostly my biggest effect is in that hourglass when I'm coming up across the top and I hit turn 2, and I want to come across, and I get it to be a little bit light on that end where it starts the lines. You see them start to bow a little bit. Just feels a little light, and I want to get more tension up there.
The reason I say engine offset is because if your wingtip weight is good on the rest of the flight, if you put more tip weight on it, it might screw it up. So I try a little engine offset.
I'll try engine offset. I like that idea better because the rest of the flight I'm happy with. I'm happy with all my front maneuvers, all my insides and outsides, everything that's in front of me, even including the vertical. I can fly nice. I have no problem going through the vertical. I'm only having a tough time with the tension on the hourglass. I mean, everything, even the overheads are good. I'm flying that even the 4-leaf, it climbs. I got no problem in front of me.
Okay, but you got to fix that one thing, and I would suggest just a little bit more offset.
A little more, so I'll try that. I got the room to do that, and I can kick it off, and I can give it off. I have it right now set at 0. So
let us know how it works.
There's your problem right there. Your motor offset is what you need.
I'm set right now. I'm dead nuts on 0. I got a little bit of rudder offset to it, and that's what's keeping it there, and that's like 1 degree, 1.5 degrees. So it's pretty straight up, but I could use motor offset, and that could probably help me out there.
Have you noticed the old guys like motor offset?
Yep.
Yeah.
That works.
I like it.
I like it.
I like it. I could work with that. And
the reason I would choose engine offset versus rudder turn is because when you turn the rudder, your elevator is going to affect it every time you maneuver hard. Engine offset.
Walking in and out.
Yeah, engine offset is a constant.
Yeah, with the rudder offset, the plane will start walking in and out, and I don't want to do that. I'm not too crazy about putting more rudder offset into it. So,
wow, that's some offset you have on that little plane there.
Yeah, that's how Larry said to do it.
Wow, that's quite a bit of offset.
It works like a charm.
That's about 5 degrees.
Yeah, I have a comment. Actually, the guy Esteban Herrera, he mentioned Cam Technic.
Right. Yeah, that's
And that's what you're showing me there. And that's
I know it's reversed though, right? Is that upside
no,
down?
no, it looks fine here. Let me
You
make
can
it
read
big.
it right because I'm looking at it and it says it's reversed.
Yeah, for us it's perfect.
No, it's
And
fine here.
Hand to neck.
Right. And then this is the head. Let me see, that he made. It takes the Nelson plug.
Okay.
This is for an LA 25. It's round.
Wow. Beautiful.
Yeah,
All
no,
right.
he does beautiful work. I'm trying to there. Okay.
Yeah, Esteban here, he told me before you showed me. Thank you, Esteban. Appreciate that.
And then this is Nelson plugs. And you'll see the difference. The one in my right hand is cut down for a glow driver.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
A blow driver on it, and Nelson plug doesn't use a washer. But if you're looking for power, you get like, I don't know, like up to another 1,000 RPMs. Just swapping, heads. Using a Nelson plug over a conventional plug.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Al. And thank you, Esteban. And I guess he also makes aluminum backplates for the LA 25s as well.
I think, yeah, he makes actually he makes them for the LA 46s too, and his have he puts a rubber seal inside them,
like a big O-ring.
An O-ring, yes. So his are really good quality. I bought some. I haven't used them yet, but it's they look really, really nice.
So he has a website. This is Chematech.com.
Yes. Yep.
Chematechnique. Very cool. Well, thank you very much.
Okay.
I have to make a note of that.
Yeah, no, he has if you're looking for the back plates or whatever. And he makes, I think he was like a free flight guy or something. So they're always messing around with the little engines. But I just emailed him and asked him, would you make a head? And he said, basically no. And all of a sudden, like 6 months later, I get one in the mail.
Maybe you got some other people asking, and then you go, oh, maybe I have a market here.
Yeah. Well,
I
hope some people buy them. So,
So we'll keep doing it, right?
Yes. Yep.
So Terry Mitchell says, I use Fireball plugs with a spray bar, 10 plug card for $45.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I bought a bunch of those.
Like 4.5 a plug. That's so Terry Mitchell. Where do you buy those? That's pretty neat. It's a good price.
I think Brodak has them, but
I'm using the same plug you're using now.
Yeah,
I'm
but if
using
it's coming from Brodak, it won't be $45.
I'm using the same plug Al's using, the SIG plug.
Yeah, that's
SIG plug, the 003.
I found out that the SIG and the Thunderbolt, for the way I run my engines are the best.
They run hot. The SIG plug runs hot. It runs smooth. It runs nice. I like them.
Where can you buy Thunderbolts?
Yeah, they're not made anymore.
Can't anymore.
No.
You can't.
And by the way, Jim Hoffman, he had to go, so he said goodbye. We need to take off.
Okay.
Oh, Gordon, I tried working more on what you told me with that with flying also, but standing up more square, which has helped out a lot. Now that I shortened up the lines, I got more throw and I got more control. So they slowed the plane down even, and now I'm standing more square up. So I don't feel like I'm working too hard to actually try to turn the plane. And that's been a big help.
You might try moving your lead outs back an eighth of an inch.
Yeah, that's what we did.
Oh, you did?
I'll move them back.
Yeah.
Okay. What's that going to help me with now?
On your overhead hourglass.
On the overhead, on the hourglass, move it back.
Yep.
Okay. Well, add the engine offset and then move them back.
Well, the easiest part right now is probably the lead out adjustment.
Right.
If that doesn't work, then do the
Then the engine offset.
Then do the engine offset. So move them back about an eighth.
Yep.
Okay, try that this week. When I go out this week, during the week, I'll move them back and see how that is, and if anything, then start kicking the engine out a little bit.
Yeah.
So it makes the plane yaw out a little bit.
So is your front lead out, down or up?
Front lead out is up.
The front one's up?
Yep.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah, it's in there, right?
I got a response from Terry Mitchell. He says he was getting them from Amen Hobbies. Check the web. And that's regarding those Fireball 10-pack for $45.
Amen Hobbies, huh?
Yeah.
$45 for a glow plug?
No, for a 10-pack.
Oh, a 10-pack. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
a card of 10.
Well, it scared me for a minute.
Yeah.
You was about to go to electric, weren't you?
Boy,
And,
tire.
and Esteban Herrera, he says the Enya 3, that's his favorite hot plug. Still made and easy to buy.
What plug is that?
Enya 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the igniter doesn't fit the Enya plugs. Not very well.
Oh, yeah, that'd be a deal breaker for me.
That sucks. I ain't
'Cause
gonna work.
I got some Enya 4s and the glow plug don't fit with the shit.
I gotta look it up now. I gotta look it up and find out how much is that SIG plug now.
How much what is?
How much is the SIG plug now?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, if you could get them.
Expensive.
I don't think you can get them anymore.
Here's Traxxas Super Duty 2.5 and 3.3, $10 a piece. OS speed plugs, $14.25 a piece. OS number 8 is $9 a piece. $10.99 for Samurai. OS, yeah, they're all $8-10 a piece.
It's the price of rhodium.
Yeah, Radium. That's what the problem is.
Here we go. Ruddig RP7 glow plug on a card. You get 12 of them for $169.
Yeah.
What a deal.
Hey.
Wow.
I got one more thing.
Wait a second. Here, what the hell is this?
Number
What do you got there,
5,
Al?
17. Yeah, shit.
What do you got there, Al?
New handle.
Wow, that's pretty adjustable too.
Oh, yeah. Has a bunch of holes. Plus, you can take this out and move this in and out.
Very good.
It's carbon fiber, very, very light.
Where did you get that handle?
And it makes the Rayco handle feel like a tree branch when you fly with it.
Wow, very nice. So Bart asked, where'd you get that at?
The Pavlo, I can't spell his last name. Kravch in Checo. Kravchenko.
Yeah, I heard you.
Huh.
He makes those big, those composite airplanes too.
Okay.
Yeah, from the Ukraine.
Axiomas?
He doesn't make he makes something similar.
Well, I'm on 18 Hobbies and I didn't see any plugs for that kind of money. They're all
Which
$10 the cheapest.
how much is Brodak getting for the fireballs now?
I don't know.
You could buy the fireballs right for, well, I don't know. probably right from the guy that sells them.
See, am I?
It's a Swanson Industries.
Electronics.
He's in New Jersey. He's in was it like, I think it's Morris. Let me see where he's at.
While you're researching that, Mark Lumen, who's a member of our YouTube channel, thank you for your support, Mark. Appreciate it. He says, got you liked and good weekend at St. Louis contest. Yeah, I saw you take over the camera duties from Sparky. And he says, we'll head to Tulsa this weekend.
Yeah. So it's Swanson Associates in Morris Plains, New Jersey.
Either Mike Goes Flying has plugs that are ridiculous. That's where I used to get the Thunderbolts from. Mike Goes Flying.
Right, yeah, Mike's Go Flying, yeah, but he has some, I think he's selling S&W plugs now.
Yeah, SH.
Yeah, SH, yeah,
They're
SH.
$10. They're $10 a piece.
Right, well, that's probably pretty cheap now, but he doesn't sell idle bar plugs anymore.
Oh yeah, they're not an idle bar. I tried the Bay.
Is that what you use, Sparky? Do you use idle bar glow plugs all the time?
Yeah. Model.
And Esteban Herrera, he says, if your glow plug igniter doesn't fit in your plugs, get a better igniter. I use Radio South glow driver.
Get a better driver, okay.
The S&H plugs, those guys made, car engines, S&H. They made car engine, for
Right.
RC cars and trucks and stuff.
Right.
And they were sort of like, their engines weren't really super high quality, like compared to a Nova Rossi engine or something like that. They were more for the hobbyist more than the performance guys. But I think they made most of the Magnum engines, and they made I forget the name of the engine that they had one that was real popular. It was like a 25 size for the trucks. And guys were using them in racing in slow rat, converting them, putting a prop on them.
Al, it says you can still get that SIG plug.
You can still get the SIG plug?
Yeah, I got it on the website here. It said you can still get it.
Okay. Well,
$6.22 a piece.
how much?
$6.22 a piece.
Well, there you go, Sparky.
What are they?
The SIG was it the P00 the 2003?
You can get anywhere from the what the hell shit.
The idle bar.
001 to the 003.
And where's that at?
SIG manufacturing. Order directly through SIG.
Yeah, six plugs are really good.
That's the ones that's what I
idle
get.
bar plug is
That's
really
what I
good.
normally order right directly through from SIG, and I buy them that way.
I mean,
I like them. I use them.
you could Glow Devil makes plugs too. But from the way I run my engine, I bought, when the Glow engines had when Glow Devils were on sale, I bought 10 of them. And I tried it in my FP40 that I had modified, and I had a SIG plug in there, and it was running good. I said, oh, let me try the Glow Devil. I put the Glow Devil in and started it up. I took the glow driver out, same needle setting, took the glow driver off, and the engine cut out. And so, I had bad luck with the Glow Devils.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, Charles, I'm gonna say goodnight.
Yes, I'm going to say goodnight too. It's almost 9 o'clock. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming in. I appreciate it. Mondays are definitely on par with any Friday, any night. And thank you very much for coming in, everybody.
Okay, good night.
Hopefully we
You guys all have a good night.
do some flying, some building, and come back Friday and tell us all about it.
All right, good night.
Fair winds, tight lines.